Zoran Mamdani's career only just begun and it's already over. He has agreed to go to the White House and meet with Trump Friday, tomorrow. Welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where the happy patriots are. Well, that was quick. The communist, Muslim, radical mayor of New York, who made all these promises, we'll show him breaking all these promises in this episode. Also in this episode, Trump calling for the death of the Democrats that told military people to disobey the president. And I'm serious. He calls for it. And he's justified. Welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where the happy patriots are. As we destroy the Democrat Party, continue to push MAGA into a win in order to preserve America and therefore preserve and save the world. I'm Doug Tenaple. I'm the creator of Earthworm Jim, video game character, and other games like the Neverhood and animated television series like Nickelodeon's Cat Scratch. I've done 22 graphic novels. I'm a comic book artist. I'm an oil painter. I'm an animator, and now I'm a professional YouTuber. And I love it. This is the best job I've ever had. You're the best audience. I already know a bunch of you guys. You guys know the drill. Here's Mamdani. Look at this guy. Breaking. President Trump will be meeting with New York City Mayor-elect Zoran Mamdani in the Oval Office on Friday, which will end his career. Mamdani's oh boy, get your popcorn ready for this one. Trump. And of course, subscribe, guys. If you haven't subscribed yet, you're going to miss out on the news. I got some original things to say. That's all. Here's Donald Trump starting the ending of his career. Donald Trump posted, communist mayor of New York City. Communist. Let that sink in. Yeah, Democrats freely elected him. Zoran Kwame Mamdani has asked for a meeting. We have agreed that this meeting will take place at the Oval Office on Friday, November 21st. Further details to follow. But wait, there's more. Zoran Mamdani does a complete 180 degrees just a day before meeting with Trump. In August of 2025, he said, my administration would be Donald Trump's worst nightmare. Yeah, now go sit in the Oval Office with him, dummy. And November of 20th, so it's only been a couple months, and he says, I intend to make it clear to President Trump that I will work with him on any agenda. So now he's going, please, Trump, help me. I'm destroyed already in New York. Here he is with those two quotes. Here he is during the campaign.
My administration would be Donald Trump's worst nightmare.
Wait a minute. Who does he think he is? You're the mayor of New York. In McDonaldland, you're Mayor McCheese. You know, the cheeseburger-headed guy with the band over his side. Mayor McCheese, don't you know? Yeah, you're not Trump's nightmare. He doesn't think about you. He'll think about you about 30 seconds before your meeting tomorrow. And then here he is with his hijab in his hand coming before the cameras when he's talking about Trump meeting now.
I have many disagreements with the president, and I believe that we should be relentless and pursue all avenues and all meetings that could make our city affordable for every single New Yorker.
Hold on. He says he has many disagreements with Trump, like free speech, like voting, like prosperity, like nuclear families, like loving your country, like thinking the Jews are humans instead of animals. Yeah, he has many disagreements with Trump.
I intend to make it clear to President Trump that I will work with him on any agenda that benefits New Yorkers.
Wait a minute. Now that's news. I want to make it clear to Trump because Trump didn't know that I would work with him on any agenda that would benefit New Yorkers. What a dolt. This is who the kids voted for, mostly young college-age girls who don't make any money, who are on the welfare system, who want more freebies and handouts. That's his constituents. But wait. There's more. Here he's questioned on specific policies of how he's going to get $700 million to make buses free if Governor Hochul is not raising taxes. So the governor said she won't raise taxes. Here's more on Mamdani's genius communist idea of making buses free, which less than 10% of New Yorkers even take the bus. So free buses are going to be going everywhere in New York, you know, because they don't have a traffic problem there or anything.
And the other one, you're talking about fast and free buses and you're meeting with the governor. I've heard you talk about many times that you don't want to take money away from the MTA. You want to put money back in. It's something that she agrees with, right? We don't want to take away money from the MTA. How are you getting that money, the $700 million to make the buses free, into the MCA if she's not for raising taxes?
Fair question.
You know, I think that the two clearest ways to raise that money is through the raising of the state's corporate tax to match that of New Jersey. I think that a lot of this is still a case to be made, whether it's the corporate tax or whether it's the personal income tax on those who make more than $1 million a year or more.
Okay, wait, you're not answering the question. He said, given, remember, you have to respect the ground, the context. He said, given the governor, Hochul, will not raise taxes on corporations because they're fleeing New York. How are you going to raise $700 million? He goes, well, I do believe you should raise the money on the corporations.
Or I think that these are the clearest ways. I've also said that if there are other ways to raise this funding, the most important fact is that we fund it, not the question of how we do it, but that we do it.
And the second way we're going to fund it, I don't know how. I only know that it's important that we fund it. So that's two non-reasons how they're going to get stuff funded. This guy is a complete twerp. New York, you screwed yourself into the ground. And it's not the good family people, the good conservatives in New York. There's tons of them there. It's the moronic children in this one area, potent, that put him in office. You know, elections have consequences. Feel real bad for you. Now, here's Trump with the all caps awesome quote of the day. Real Donald Trump. So this is when the Washington Examiner said Democrat veterans in Congress urge service members to refuse unspecified unlawful orders. Washington Examiner, they're kind of lying there because the unspecified unlawful orders, they believe, are all from Trump, telling the service members you should not obey them. Democrat veterans in Congress urge service members to refuse unlawful orders, which, by the way, if it's an unlawful order, it goes without saying that they don't follow it. Here's Donald Trump. This is really bad and dangerous for our country. Their words, these are Democrats, cannot be allowed to stand. Seditious behavior from traitors, all quotes, lock them up. Yes, President Trump, lock them up hard. You have the authority. It goes further with Trump. This is on Democrat veterans in Congress urge service members. Trump says on Truth Social, it's called seditious behavior at the highest level. Each one of these traitors of our country should be arrested and put on trial. That's all caps. Trump means business. This is how he's going to take, by the way, the news off of Epstein. This will work. Thanks, Trump. Their words cannot be allowed to stand. True.
Former intelligence.
Yeah, all of you. Seditious conspiracy, there's a death penalty. Now, here's Chuck Schumer. The people that are trying to encourage and cover for the people that he wants military to disobey Trump.
Mr. President,
Democrat leaders recognized.
Earlier today, Donald Trump shared a post on Truth Social calling for Democratic members of Congress to be hanged. He also posted...
Well, it doesn't have to be hanged. They could also be firing squad. He calls for it because the Constitution calls for it.
A message that said seditious behavior, punishable by death.
True.
Let's be crystal clear. The President of the United States is calling for the execution of elected officials.
Wait, is the president calling for it, or is the Constitution and our law calling for it? Seditious conspiracy. Look, military's different, Chuck. It's not the same as the civilians. It is very high that these Democrats, elected officials, are conspiring against the president.
This is an outright threat, and it's deadly serious. We have already seen what happens when Donald Trump tells his followers that his political opponents are enemies of the state.
Oh, here comes J6. What trash. Oh, here's Hakeem Jeffries with lots of respect for the president. Hakeem Jeffries, Donald Trump should keep his reckless mouth shut. Statement by Leader Jeffries, Whip Clark, and Chair Aguilar on Donald Trump's death threats against Democratic leaders. Political violence has no place in America. Now, Hakeem Jeffries says Donald Trump, he says of the president to keep your reckless mouth shut. Dead eyes, Hakeem Jeffries, we call him, guys. Zombie eyes, ice cold, nothing back there. Death mask, just staring right through you. He's staring about 15 miles behind you. He's never making eye contact as he shambles around like a zombie, dead eyes like a zombie. He shambles around. And finally, we're going to wrap it up on Trump's great and true and constitutional tweet. Here's Donald Trump, all caps, seditious behavior punishable by death. all caps. And now, Democrats, let's see if we're going to get off what Trump is doing is brilliant. We're going to get off of the Epstein from the news cycle now. Thank you, President Trump. If you guys like this kind of news and more, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you in my honest. I'm honored just to have you view even this episode. So thank you. Lots of thumbs up. Give me lots of comments on what you think. Should the Democrats be nailed for seditious behavior? And is the death penalty warranted? I'm Doug in Exile.